if you're in a season of growth, it's not about adding more, piling on. You've got to clear the space in order for the seeds to be planted for something to actually grow. So instead of asking, what do I need to do next? The first question is, what do I need to let go of? Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Power in the Pause, the podcast that invites you to step back, trust yourself unapologetically, and move with alignment instead of hustle. I am your host, Wendy Paige Sterling, and as a reminder and to reintroduce myself, I help high-achieving women break free from the burnout, self-doubt, and external validation so that they can build a life and business rooted in ease, intuition, and abundance. Welcome to today's episode where I am going to be talking to you guys about Spring Equinox because it just happened. And it's not just in relation to it being a change in season. It's actually an energetic shift. And this time of year invites us to start releasing resistance, clearing out space, and aligning with our next level of growth. Because let's be honest, most of us say that we're ready for expansion, but deep down, there's some hesitation. And we tend to hold on to what feels familiar, even when we know that it's time to break through and that there's something more. So in today's episode, we're going to explore how to move through this shift with trust instead of fear, clarity instead of overthinking, and alignment instead of hustle. And I'm actually going to be doing something I've never done before on any podcast show that I have hosted. And that is, I'm actually going to guide you guys through a very simple Equinox Reset Visualization so that you can clear out the old and step into what's next without the force. So let's set the stage. What is the Spring Equinox all about? Well, it's nature's invitation to hit the reset button. So to me, what that means is that it's time for us to really start about resetting our equilibrium, because with Spring Equinox, there's actually more equal day and night, light and dark. And just like nature shifts effortlessly, right, in the flow, we at this time of year are being called to do the same, to step forward, release resistance, and allow our next level to unfold. And here's what I see happening with so many of my clients is that when it's time for expansion, resistance shows up. And we cling to the comfort of the old, right? Even though we know we're ready for something new. And we keep telling ourselves, gosh, I need more clarity. I need more time. I don't have the certainty yet before I take the next step, right? Where's the evidence? And what I've learned is that stepping forward is not always easy, because what I know is that anytime we are on that edge, right? That edge of expansion, which is really hitting the ceiling of our next level, guess what happens? Resistance shows up, and it's often so incredibly subtle. It can disguise itself as hesitation, overthinking, or waiting for the quote unquote right time. So I invite you to ask yourself this question. Where in your body do you feel like you are still holding on to what is no longer meant for you? Okay, maybe it's an outdated business model that doesn't feel aligned. Maybe it's a price point that no longer reflects your value. Maybe it's a belief that you still have to work twice as hard to make more money. Because here's what I've learned is that resistance is not always loud. It can definitely come in the form of a whisper of hesitation. And it's exactly why I preach the pause, right? Because it's in that pause where you can reflect on what is it that I am resisting before you start taking action. And so this spring equinox, the invitation is clear to me. And I'm going to share with you what it is that I've heard the invitation is. And that is release to receive. I'm going to say it again, release to receive. So the spring is not just about planting new seeds, right? You actually have to clear and till the soil first, right? So when we talk about new beginnings in the springtime, no one really talks about the fact that you can't plant new seeds in cluttered, overgrown soil, right? So this is where trust comes in, right? If you're in a season of growth, it's not about adding more, piling on. You've got to clear the space in order for the seeds to be planted for something to actually grow. So instead of asking, what do I need to do next? The first question is, what do I need to let go of? What is it that's taking up space, that's blocking me from my next level? Because when you release resistance, success and clarity flow in naturally. You don't have to force it. I want you to allow growth to be easy, okay? And the energy that we're coming out of winter was slow, reflective, and very deep. But spring, my friends, is about inspired action, not forced, frantic movement, aligned movement. And this is where I see most people get stuck. They feel the shift, but instead of stepping into it with trust, they hesitate. They keep waiting for proof before they take action. And here's the thing, you guys. Do spring flowers wait for permission to bloom? No, they just do. And neither should you. You don't need more clarity. What you need is to start to learn how to trust yourself unapologetically. So here's where I'm going to do something I've never done before, and that is to invite you to do a reset visualization with me. So if you are in a safe place where you can close your eyes, I'm going to invite you to do that now. But if you are driving or multitasking, just listen and take it in and maybe come back to this episode and listen to it again. So I'm going to invite each of you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale audibly through your mouth as slowly as possible. And I'm going to invite you to feel not just your feet on the ground and the ground underneath your feet, but to also feel whatever it is that you still are festering within you. And take another deep breath in through your nose and exhale that energy that is no longer serving you out through your mouth. Let yourself fully be present in this moment. No rushing, no forcing, just continue to be present with your breath. And I'm going to invite you to ask yourself this question and to trust the first thing that comes up for you in its answer. What am I still carrying from winter that I do not need anymore? Listen to the answer. Don't question it. Hear the guidance, the whisper. And imagine that that answer is written on a piece of paper and you see the words written in front of you. And I'm going to invite you to now take that piece of paper and start ripping it up. This is you releasing it, letting it go, so that you can now create space for something new. And so now I invite you to ask this next question. What am I ready to receive this season? Listen, breathe into the answer. Breathe into that possibility and feel the energy of those words, because guess what? It is already yours. And so I'm going to invite you, when you're ready, to open your eyes and to write it down so that you claim it right here, right now in this moment. So as I bring this episode to a close, I want to just remind you guys that Spring Equinox is not just about the seasons changing. It's about you being invited to step into your next level with trust, with clarity, and without resistance. So if you're somebody who has been waiting for a sign, let this episode be that for you. If this episode resonated with you. I would love to hear what it was that you released and what you've rewritten instead. Send me a DM on Instagram at Wendy Paige Sterling, or share it in your stories and tag me. Stepping into your next level is one thing. Holding it, expanding it, and owning it fully is a whole other. And that's where the Unapologetic Woman Mastermind comes in. That is my container where this is the work that we do together experientially. So if you're feeling a pull, that's your intuition speaking, and it's time to start trusting it. If you are somebody who needs the accountability, the Unapologetic Woman Mastermind might be a great place for you. It isn't about hustling your way to success. It's about making bold, aligned moves from full body trust so that you can start growing your business, living the life that you desire, increasing your wealth, and having impact with ease. So if you're feeling the pull, I invite you to apply now. There's a link in the comments for you to be able to do that. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. Thank you for trusting yourself. And as you know, with every single episode, I am here to inspire each and every one of you to honor the pause because your power is in it. I can't wait to see you guys in next week's episode. Sending you so much love and light always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.